So you're thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay area if you want more space, great schools, newer homes, and just a really great place to live? Wesley Chapel should definitely be on your radar. It's one of Tampa Bay's most popular and fastest growing suburbs. Now, I joke with people all the time and say, like, who spent all of this marketing money to promote Wesley Chapel? Because I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you on a daily basis wanting to move to the Tampa area, and the number one place they ask about is Wesley Chapel. Is it really all it's hyped up to be, though? Today, I'm sharing the top 8 pros and cons about living in Wesley Chapel from somebody who actually lives here. Okay, one of my favorite things and pro number 1 is there's new construction everywhere. So you can get a really great home in a fantastic neighborhood, and it's a brand new home. Pro number 1 is all of the new construction options available. Wesley Chapel is one of the area's most popular places for new construction options. You have fantastic communities like Vita's Way, Valencia Ridge, Chapel Crossings, Persimmon Park, among many of the new construction communities here. You have places spanning from villas, townhomes, all the way to luxury multi-million-dollar homes here in the Wesley Chapel area. They feature fantastic amenities, beautiful resort-style pools, and just really fantastic floor plans. So it's a number 1 option people look at. But don't let all of the shiny, brand new homes fool you. There are definitely trade-offs to all of the new construction in the area. And the number 1 con is the constant traffic on a daily basis. Whether you're on I-75, 275, trying to get into the area, or you're on the main roads, State Road 54 or 56, you're going to find traffic almost everywhere you look. Now, this is definitely subjective depending on where you're actually moving from. You might not even think it's that bad, but for the locals who live here, we pretty much have to plan our day around all of the traffic, whether it's school drop-off or pickup. If you're running errands, you definitely want to plan around the traffic. And that comes because of all the infrastructure lack of planning that actually came with all of the new builds in the area. So all of the developers and the local planning kind of planned it backwards. They built all of the communities, built all of these new homes, and then tried to readjust for it by expanding roads, schools, so on and so forth after the fact. And so now we're in kind of growing pains that we've been going through for probably the last 6 or more years. If you're planning to relocate to the Tampa area, give me a call or set up a Zoom appointment so we can help you figure out the right area for your lifestyle and exactly what you're looking for. And with high demand comes high prices. And this is con number 2, is increasing cost of living and increasing housing prices. At the time of recording today's video, median sales prices are right around $500,000 and holding strong here in Wesley Chapel. About 4 to 5 years ago, during the very active COVID market, this was a very high in demand area people wanted to live in. And of course, with higher demand comes higher prices. And that just kept our prices continuing to appreciate in value and grow in value. Over the last 6 months or so, we've started to see a slight leveling off in terms of the affordability here in the area. But even then, there are still some people that are looking at some of the outliers, suburban areas such as Zephyr Hills, San Antonio, and Dade City, if they want to still be in close proximity to Wesley Chapel for all of the Wesley Chapel conveniences, if they want to get a little bit more bang for your buck. Now, I will say there are still areas that are competitively priced here within Wesley Chapel. It's just knowing exactly where to look. There are fantastic builder incentives and deals available. And depending on if you're looking for a villa, a townhome, or a single family home, you can definitely snag up a really great deal in today's market. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more about what it's like living in the Tampa Bay area and all about new construction communities in our area. And then again, like I was mentioning, there's always the issue of how quickly Wesley Chapel actually grew. Con number 3, as I hinted at earlier, is the infrastructure definitely has not kept up with the demand and all of the construction in our area. 10 to 15 years ago, Wesley Chapel was the place to move to if you wanted more space, more affordability, and if you wanted to be far enough away from the city of Tampa and live in the suburbs. But now, because of all of the demand that happened during the pandemic, this area boomed like crazy and grew like crazy, which can definitely have its pros and cons. We have a lot of convenience, a lot of local attractions. We have everything right in our backyard, but the planning and the county have a funny way about doing things here. So like I was mentioning earlier, they built up all of these new construction communities, all of these shopping malls, the Tampa outlets, the outdoor malls and things like that. And grocery stores and schools were slow to catch up in order to keep up with what was actually happening in our area. So I live right here off of one of the main roads, Wesley Chapel Boulevard, and this area is now being expanded. We live in a much more kind of rural side of town, if you will. There were more sprawling green areas, lots of trees. That's all gone and it's being torn down. All of these new construction townhomes and villas are being built, luxury apartments, luxury retail spaces, and all of that has just exploded in this area. Now, this little main road here in Wesley Chapel is being expanded to a 6-lane road. And so all of that comes with a lot of growing pains and lots of traffic. Again, we're right near the Tampa Bay Premium Outlets, which is right next to the I-75 interstate. And during the holidays, this is a nightmare to get in and out of the area. And I live on this side of town right near the outlets. And it's honestly a nightmare to get in and out of the area. And it's honestly because of the lack of planning and diligent insight into thinking ahead on how they're actually going to bring all of this commercial development and infrastructure to the area. And so as a local resident, if I'm being completely honest, it leaves a little bit to be desired in that realm. But even with all of these frustrations with traffic and the infrastructure, we also have lots of convenience. So it's a trade-off I'm willing to live with. Now, for another pro, convenience is a big win in my book. We have the Tampa Bay Premium Outlets. We have the Crate at the Grove, which is a beautiful outdoor shopping mall. We have the Shops at Wiregrass Mall, another beautiful high-end shopping mall. We have the Tampa Premium Outlets. We have Costco. We have Sam's Club. We have lots of parks, lots of amenities and attractions. We have a lagoon, we have pop stroke, we have mini golf, we have a beautiful ice skating rink, we have a district park with baseball fields, soccer fields, all of these amazing things. We have a Whole Foods coming to the area. We also have a Sprouts coming to the area, a Tesla. So literally you have everything right at your fingertips, and you don't really even need to travel down to Tampa for all of these modern conveniences because we have them right here in our little town. Now, this next pro or con will definitely depend on who you're actually asking. This is the weather. We have gorgeous winters and brutal summers. Now, if you ask somebody from up north if they like the weather down here, many of them might say, yes, I love it. I don't have to deal with shoveling snow and clearing my driveway just to get to work, or I don't have to deal with crazy snowstorms. But on the flip side of that, we have brutally hot and humid summers literally all year round. It's pretty much, in my opinion, only enjoyable from about October to April. I was out earlier today trying to film some vlogs and some other content for the channel, and honestly, it was just so unbearably hot. Literally, having an AC here is your best friend. We run the AC nearly all year round in our cars, in our homes, in shopping malls, in stores. That's all you're gonna have. But on the flip side of that, we also have pretty significant thunderstorms, rainstorms, and of course, the big buzz and headlines that happened within the last year or so, all of the hurricanes that hit the Tampa Bay area. And with that, let's address the big elephant in the room. The Tampa Bay area was significantly hit with the last storms of 2024 in October. There were 2 back-to-back storms in the greater Tampa area. But for the Wesley Chapel area, we're so far inland, all of these storms mainly experience lots of wind and lots of rain. We're not so close to the coast that you have huge fear of storm surge because we're so far inland. Now, there are some areas along the Zephyr Hills area, Wesley Chapel, that did flood in some areas, but honestly, all of Florida is considered a flood zone. It's just what area is less prone to flooding. That's why you need to connect with somebody who's local to the area and knows the ins and outs of what it's like to live here, how to look at all of the flood maps, the flood zones, and just know how to navigate all of that. But for the most part, I would say we're sunny all year round. We have thunderstorms during the hurricane season or our summer season, but for the most part, it's pretty enjoyable weather. We don't get above 100 degrees here, but sometimes it feels pretty hot just because of the high levels of humidity in the area. Are you ready to explore if Wesley Chapel or another Tampa Bay suburb is the right fit for you? Give me a call and let's set up a relocation strategy to fine-tune the areas that you should take a look at to make sure that where you're moving to is the right fit for you. One of the biggest appeals and the #1 pro for me personally and for many of my clients is the location. You're strategically located about 40 minutes north of the city of Tampa, Tampa proper. And just to clarify, as of today, Wesley Chapel is actually not an incorporated city. We're a little town. We don't even have our own official post office. And it's actually right now trying to get passed as an official city and they're trying to incorporate it. But as of this moment, we're just a little town 40 minutes north of the city of Tampa. You're about 45 minutes away from Tampa International Airport. You're about 45 minutes to an hour away from all of the local beaches. You're about an hour-and-a-half drive from Orlando and all the theme parks. So you're really in a strategic location. You're near I-75 and 275. And like I was mentioning earlier, you're far enough inland where you're not significantly affected by any hurricanes that could potentially hit the coast of the west side of Florida or where the main Tampa Bay area is located. So it's just really a strategic location. So you're close enough to the city, but still far enough away that if you want something a little bit more rural, if you don't want to live in a master planned community, there are definitely areas where you can find homes on acreage, or even a little bit more north of here, you have rolling hills, beautiful farms, beautiful acreage. Honestly, you just get the best of both worlds. And lastly, again, depending on who you ask, this can definitely be a pro or a con. And listen, I can't steer you in any way, but for the most part, this area is considered very family friendly with great schools, depending on who you ask and what you're looking for specifically. So I always just say, do your research, look up information on the schools and the area based on what your family needs, what your kids needs are, and what you consider a top-rated school or what you would consider a school that meets all of the needs your children have academically and extracurricular wise. But we really are located near top-rated public and charter schools. There's lots of after-school activities. There's lots of things to do. And overall, this is a really family-friendly area and community. And as a local Wesley Chapel resident, I do truly enjoy living here. Still curious on what it's like to live in Wesley Chapel? Check out my Wesley Chapel playlist. I go into all about living here, what it's like to live here, showing you great new construction communities, all about the area. So check that playlist out next, and I'll catch you in the next video.